Remember, I said that if you don't judge, you'll be judged? Well, one thing I can tell you is that in regards to this US election, which purely has nothing to do with me because I'm in the UK, but let's see it as one family, one world, etc. So it does affect me. You've got Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump opposing each other. And the person that I am wanting to highlight the finer, more subliminal things that others may not catch is simply by me not judging. I mean, there's many terrible things you can, claim to Donald Trump and also to Hillary Clinton, but particularly Donald Trump and his unpolitical correctness. And I've always said political correctness is farce. And it's not to say that political correctness is not correct, because that's in that's in its statement anyway. So it is correct, but it's farce. As in, you may want to say something, but you don't say something, and you say something else because you think people would want to hear that something else. That's political correctness, really. And for me, that's farce. So when it comes to me pointing that out to people, of course, they will just take that as me supporting Donald Trump and his vile words, which for one moment I do not condone, by the way. But going back to the crux of it, what I'm trying to point out here to people is the fact that they are sheep and they are easily fooled by the powers that be in mass media. We're lucky enough to have this platform, YouTube, where we can all have a say, no matter how big, no matter how small you are. But for most people who don't tune into YouTube and search videos like mine, will be watching the mass media, whichever broadcaster, whichever vendor it is, they will be watching something that is controlled by people who have a political skew or an agenda. And because of my distaste for the establishment, I am more than willing to be pragmatic and to not judge anyone who may be opposing or seeming to oppose the establishment, i.e. Donald Trump. Again, it might be that I know Donald Trump is part of the establishment and this is all just a game. But anyway, because I like to play devil's advocate, I'm always looking for change and for the other and the other side of the story. So I'm not for 1 minute pulled into the foolishness of Hillary Clinton being a messiah and Donald Trump being the devil. They both have their goods, they both have their bads. We all know that. But it appears that the media has pulled it one way in terms of who they support and who they don't support. And for me, I don't like to get into all of that. In actual fact, I might actually become the opposer to the mass media because I don't like the idea of people thinking because everybody else is thinking. I like people to think for themselves and come to their own conclusions and realizations. So because of those facts, when I do discuss such issues and my standpoint and why, for example, I may want to see Donald Trump win, or I would be indifferent, because I would be indifferent whoever wins, it appears that I support Donald Trump or I'm encouraging his presidency. And not for one moment am I. I'm just simply misunderstood here. I'm just someone who is looking for change, and I'm so desperate for change. I'm willing to see the change no matter how it manifests, even with a Donald Trump in the White House. Just to see Donald Trump in the White House, as much as it would have been a joke a year ago, to see that means there is some sort of change taking place. So that is why I may appear to support Donald Trump when I actually don't. So I just wanted to have a rant about that, to be honest with you. The fact that if you don't judge, you'll be judged. I'm not judging any of them because I judge both of them. So I'm not having any favorites. I'm not having any bias. I'm just looking at it for what it is. And I'm basically looking at it from a bigger picture perspective. And a lot of people are looking at the details. Oh, he touches women. He talks about women. He does this. He said this. He's like this, blah, blah, blah. We all have our demons and we all have our gods. It's just about me looking at the bigger picture while people are looking at the small picture. I don't care what anyone does anyway behind closed doors as long as it's legal. If what they do in open doors is effective. That's my personal standpoint. That's my own, you know, appreciation for privacy and, you know, the whole self thing. But yeah, I just don't like the fact that there is an apparent pulling of strings in terms of, you know, what the media makes the masses think, and just the passion people have in their hate for Donald Trump, and in some cases their love for Hillary Clinton, and it's all because of how things have been maneuvered. It's such a game, it's a joke to watch. And I'm sure for all of you out there who actually search alternative media, i.e. YouTube, find what I'm saying to be quite resonant, you know. It's a joke. It's actually a joke when you look at it. And it's almost like, because we are, as a collective, becoming more astute and more wise, the more of a joke all of this politics is appearing. And I think it's just going to get to a point where people just say, look, we need to just we just need to flip the game here. We just need to start afresh, do something new. This politics is just fake. And that's just literally what I've seen. People giving people false hope, you know, punchlines, propaganda. I have never seen such propaganda. And that's another thing as well, the fact that, you know, the Democratic side, Clinton side, the amount of propaganda they've used against one man in order to get favor, that says a lot about that side's substance, right? Not much substance, really. So I don't support any of them. I support all of us. I support freedom. I support, you know, no poverty. I support no economy, because it's the economy and the politics that makes the world like this and makes people susceptible to being fooled by mass media. So I'm not party to any of that. Pardon the pun.